Oh yeah.
Mm.
Hey, roll tide Tuesday night, everyone. Welcome to the Bama Standard. It's time for the playoffs to start. We're going to get you ready. Everything goes down this Friday night. Win, your season continues. Lose, well, we're not going to talk about that. Listen, I need you to do a few things for me. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Live chat, do your thing tonight. Throw some questions our way. We'll make sure to answer them. Some of you have already started. I'm your host, Justin Riley. With me, as always, we got an all star crew. 1999 All SEC linebacker Marvin Constant.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. And then down below, we got the man who's a living legend on the strip, never afraid to speak his mind. Daniel Pettey is back for playoff week.
Let's go. No more. Tired of the teeth gnashing. It's game week. Let's go.
Well, guys, it's a big week for Alabama, so we had to do our best to bring the best in. And listen, our guest right now is one of the best to ever do it in that secondary. Won him a few rings and did some things while at University of Alabama and at the NFL, who was recently retired. Congratulations, folks. Welcome back to the stage, Jared Mayden. What's up, brother? Glad to have you back.
Appreciate it. Roll Tide. Gotta give a big Roll Tide.
Absolutely.
Roll damn Tide.
Man, we talked a little bit about what you're doing out now. Let the audience know about life in the Dominican and how it's been treating you since you decided to step away from the NFL.
Yeah, so I guess I would say I probably officially retired about 6-7 months ago. And since then, I've been traveling in Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, Venezuela for like a month or two. Go out there, may go back to Texas for a little bit, stop and see family, but for the most part, I'm out here. Rent about $800 for 3-bedroom home. You know what I'm saying? 2 stories versus the American lifestyle. So I'm living nice. Living cool.
What part of the Dominican Republic are you in?
So right now I'm in Punta Cana.
All right. If you get a chance, it's probably gonna take you a little ways to get there. If you're on the north coast, like Cofresi, Puerto Plata, I would definitely say if you end up on that side, make your way over to Cayo Arena. Cayo Arena is on the border of the Dominican and Haiti. It's a small little sunken island out there, but there's this one little hut where you catch the boat to go out to Cayo Arena. When I tell you that was the best food I ever had in my life, it's a random hut in the middle of nowhere. But if you're going to Cayo Arena, you'll go to it. And the best, I've been to 22 countries. The best food I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, I'll go. I just told somebody today. I love the food out here because even just the natural stuff just tastes that much better. Some juice. I remember everyone juice this much. Juice. Tastes so
We're losing your audio, brother.
That's-
Sounds like connection's a little iffy.
It's crazy. Is it my audio?
Oh, we lost him. We're gonna work on getting him back. While we
Hey.
wait on
Spice Man Andy F2, you are correct. Them random huts in these countries, it be the best food ever, man.
Yeah.
Listen, if y'all hadn't been to these random huts in some of these countries,
But-
you don't know what you're missing.
Hey,
And-
Mark,
and hold on, Petty. And you got to take your USDA, your US requirement. Throw it out the window. Don't go up there with no thinking you finna walk into a 5-star restaurant.
no. Yeah. Look, best chicken I've ever had. You think you've had chicken until you've been to Belize and found a hut that's been brewing that stuff for a couple days. And that jerk, man, best chicken I've ever had in my life was in Belize. I'm with you, Marvin, in the little hut.
Belize has good chicken. It is good. But the best chicken I've ever had in my life was actually in Ghana at the ShopRite. I had fried chicken with this fried rice in Ghana at the ShopRite. Man.
Ooh.
Speaking of, Marvin, I was going to say this. We got a few seconds, man. You've been hitting the hot yoga. You looking lean, man. I know you are. It looks like you're
Did Lane give you a day
cleaning
pass?
up.
Yes, I have taken some steps to get back to the old me. Right now, I'm about 215 pounds. Yeah, right now we're about to go under. We're about to go under probably around 2-3% body fat right now.
All right, we got sign Marvin up right now for linebacker at the University of Alabama. I think he's got some eligibility left. Last time I checked.
Hey, why not? If listen, Diego Pavia can play.
Hey,
play 20
Diego
years.
Pavia, Lollipop Guild. Send your Lollipop Guild lawyers down to Marvin. We got to figure this out.
We got a few guys who are taking extensive careers in college. The kid who played at Auburn, LSU,
Yeah, he just
Texas
filed
State.
he filed a waiver for a 7th year. At what point do we turn college athletics back into college athletics? Because again, if we're going to turn this into NFL Europe, let's just turn it into NFL Europe and call it what it is. Because essentially that's what you're seeing here. They're treating college football now like it's the farm league for the NFL. And you, again, when have you ever heard of a guy getting a 7th year of eligibility? That is absolutely ridiculous. You know, they exploited the COVID year, and then with all the other legislations and court rulings that came out, it's just been too much. So at what point do we return college football to college football? That's all I'm saying.
It's tough right now. I was saying that before, maybe before you got here, Marvin, that, you know, in what world, like someone, I saw it on a show, so I don't want to steal it. It was on Neil and maybe Siski and them. They were talking about, can you imagine going into playoffs, the Broncos are playing and you got Bo Nix and you're like, man, Bronco fan, but you know he's going to be playing for the Raiders next year when the season starts, but he's going to finish the playoffs with you. Well, that's what's happening in college right now. You got kids that are telling you, hey, man, I'm finishing out this playoff run, but I'll be in the portal after. You know, it just – I don't know how much more the jersey or the alma mater is going to keep us engaged to this, because right now that's the only thing keeping us in right now is love for the jersey and the alma mater, because it's not the player. We don't love, there's no Marvins that love it like you do. And that's one, man, every time we have a Bama guy on here, I keep talking about this Bama mindset. Well, that's why we love it so damn much. It's because y'all make us love it, dude. You made us love Alabama with your passion, with your fucking grit. And it just, I don't know, man. It's I don't know how much more the love for the, you know, that, like I said, gotta.
Well, here's the thing, man. I know we got to talk Alabama, Oklahoma, but
We do. People getting fired up.
Yeah.
college football as a whole has been ruined. The NCAA, as we know it, has been ruined. You will no longer have college football. It's not what it's okay. Here's why. When the NCAA came out with their ruling that junior college years no longer count. So you're telling me now you can get guys from junior college at 21, 22, or 20 years old. They go to college and they'll have 4 years of eligibility. So now you're looking at a potential senior being 25, 26 years old. That's a grown man. So you're going to line up 17 and 18-year-old kids against grown men. Like, at some point, you have to consider that this is still college. And there was a level of amateurism in it at some point. But to think that you're going to have 25 and 26-year-old grown men playing college football is absolutely ridiculous. When you look at the NFL, the majority of the players in the NFL are going to be, 21, 22, 23 years old. So you're now going to have college football players older than NFL players.
Man, great point. Listen, we need to get to Alabama football. We talked about players that made us love Alabama. Well, what about coaches? And there's a coach right now who's getting a lot of attention because now the show cause has been removed by an Alabama judge who filed an injunction preventing the NCAA from continuing to cause issue for Jeremy Pruitt should he want to coach in the state of Alabama. So now people are asking questions. I promise we'll get to Alabama versus Oklahoma, but we got to bring this up. One of the biggest questions is, does Kalen DeBoer pick that phone up and bring Jeremy Pruitt back in some capacity? No, Kane Womack's not going anywhere right now, but let's call it what it is, folks. I don't believe he's going to be there much longer because a head coaching job will be coming into play in the very near future. So we can talk about it. So
Justin, here's the bigger question you need to ask.
Okay.
How much does said judge not like Kane Womack that he was willing to issue this injunction?
I don't know if he hates Kane Womack, but he more so is sticking it to the NCAA.
And the fact that you can get Jeremy back at Alabama because we need an upgrade. So thank you, Your Honor, whoever you may be. Thank you.
Well, maybe the judge just has common sense. Like, hey, what are they doing in college football now? It's the NIL pay for play. Oh yeah, I don't give a shit about these McDonald bags.
Well, right. I'll tell you what, Jerry, why don't you start us out, man? Is this something that Alabama should seriously consider? Is this something that Bama fans, it's just a pipe dream because we're still hanging on to what once was? Where do you stand on this? And we'll let Pettey weigh in and let Marvin weigh in.
I think, me personally, if Pruitt can come back to Alabama, he's the reason why I came to Alabama. He's the sole reason why I ended up at Alabama. So, I mean, whatever he got in trouble for, I mean, I know what he got in trouble for, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not just going to come out here and just say it.
No, that's fine.
But
we're not interested in that.
At the end of the day, right now, would he be getting in trouble?
No.
Okay, then. Okay,
not
then.
At all.
Okay, then. They will be. I'm just talking about him. You know what I'm saying? They will be. I mean, we still good and all that. You know what I'm saying? We still got a shot. I'm not going to say all that. But Coach Pruitt, I don't know two people that got nothing bad to say about him. I don't know, not two.
Hey, man, listen. Hey, Mayden, just say it like it is. Listen, bring Jeremy Pruitt back with the dip in his mouth, with that hat Bill bent, pulled down on his face, cussing players out, calling defenses the way a defensive coordinator is expected to call them, motivating his troops, keeping them motivated, making in-game adjustments, actually going back and doing things to correct issues while we're still playing, not waiting till the next week to say what went wrong. When you look at a defensive coordinator, tell me if I'm wrong here. Jeremy was one of the best to do it at the University of Alabama. A lot of his numbers were overlooked because having to come after Kirby. Kirby set the bar so high that what Jeremy did was amazing within itself, but because following Kirby, it just didn't look as good. But when you go back and you look at the numbers of Pruitt's defenses, listen.
Come on now. Go
listen.
Look. Yeah,
I need you to understand what you're looking at.
Look at the sack total.
My first year there is like I said, he's the sole reason why I'm there. That was the year I think we had a turnover touchdown a game. Was that? I'm pretty sure that was that year or something like that. Look at that.
And that's the answer. That's the answer, right? Jared says it. He's the reason I'm there.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. We have someone in the comments, HB9879. He says, Womack has saved us the last 5 games. Marvin, that's a casual take. So that ain't a casual take. I play defense. I'm telling you, numbers don't lie. You look at Womack's numbers and you look at Jeremy Pruitt's numbers. I guarantee you, when you look at those numbers, you put both sets of numbers on paper, no names. You're going to pick Jeremy's numbers every damn time.
Okay, Petty, let's hear from you. Right now, we could seriously consider bringing him in as an analyst until a position becomes available, whether it's defensive coordinator, position coach, whatever you may wish. Is this something that Alabama could legitimately do? And more importantly, does his scheming, does his defense still apply to the modern day offense?
Well, and that's where Marvin. I mean, we're in a different world too when you talk about.
It wasn't that long ago.
Right now,
the game hasn't changed that much since when. No,
I'm talking about with the kids. We just talked about it. You got a different breed of kid you're coaching versus even when Mr. Jared walked out a few years ago. But look, but no denying. I think the answer to the question though, in this world where you have 90 guys on staff and you're bringing in former head coaches all over the place that are looking to revamp it as in analyst roles. Because the thing is, I think the Womack stuff is going to work. Look, I think Womack's a good coach. I think it's going to be proof in the fact I think he could get another job or a head coaching job somewhere, and maybe not in this cycle. Coaching jobs are starting to line up, but why wouldn't you bring Pruitt in as an analyst in the case that job does open? I mean, he has proved he could do it. And again, Jared just said he's the reason I came to Alabama. I was reading just recently there. You go back to as far as 2013 when he was the DC at Florida State when they won the title. He was why Jalen Ramsey went to Florida State. He's a hell of an eye. And I'm going to take it one step further. My brother-in-law's best friend played at Hoover under Pruitt in high school, and says to this day, he still quotes the man, had the greatest quotes. He said nothing, what Jared said, nothing but good things. He loved Pruitt going all the way back to his time at Hoover and he played at UAB. And so, I mean, again, this is a guy that's coached a lot of talent all over the place. And I get why people want to bring him back.
Petty, how many schools has he won national championships with as a DC?
So Florida State, Bama. And now I will say, if you want to hear someone say something bad, you call somebody in orange. They'll probably talk bad about him.
But the fact that he won national championships at 2 schools, that tells you. And how many did he win at Alabama as a defense coordinator?
2.
2? Yeah, I was about to say, I thought it was 2.
So as a defensive coordinator, you can say you've won 3 national championships. Why the hell, man, as soon as that ruling came down, I'd have been on the damn phone. I'd have been on the phone immediately.
You experienced this coaching, Jared. Can the modern athletes handle hard coaching like that? Because, anytime somebody comes at a player sideways nowadays or cusses at him or even, walks in behind him too close, they're jumping in the portal. Can these players handle that hard coaching? Your audio is not cooperating again.
Yeah, your audio is off. But while you get your audio fixed, Glenn T1215 says, if Pruitt is such a good coach, how come no other schools? Because of the show of clause penalty.
Because the NCAA baggage. Yeah. Well, and he was ascending from high school to defensive coordinator, national championship defensive coordinator. Then he became a head coach at Tennessee, and then the NCAA stuff happened, and that kind of stains you pretty bad, pretty quick.
That show of clause penalty hanging over his head pretty much prevented any and everybody from wanting to touch him. So now that it's gone.
And Coach Saban wanted to bring him back before bringing Kevin Steele on, ultimately his last season. But because the NCAA stepped in and put that show clause in place, that ultimately derailed it. So, yeah, folks, until yesterday, nothing could be done as far as bringing him back to the college ranks. Now he's able to do what he wants to do. And if he comes to Alabama, I'm sure we'll all welcome him with open arms. All right. We're still trying to get Jared situated. We do apologize, but we still have things to talk about. Distractions. We got distractions going in before this week. The biggest thing is all the distractions surrounding Kalen DeBoer supposedly departing for Michigan. He has flat out said, look, I haven't talked to anybody. I have no interest in leaving Alabama ever. But the talk is still going around. So does that serve as any kind of deterrent as far as the team's focus as they go into arguably the biggest game of the entire year, guys?
I think he answered it the right way. I think, in a year where someone gave you the blueprint of how not to handle this situation, even if you are getting talked to, no, I'm not talking to anybody. I mean, he just told his team, no, I'm coaching. No, I thought he answered it pretty well. Maybe I'll let Marvin maybe speak to it from the player's perspective, but.
I mean, okay, let's just be real about it. I mean, coaches say it all the time that they're not leaving and they go places. So that doesn't hold any weight with me or most players because, again, we all know that most coaches are going to say they're not going anywhere and they leave. So it comes down to, are we focused and prepared for the mission at hand? Understand that we got our ass whooped at home by this team not too long ago. And the season before, we got ass whooped by this team in their house. So at what point do we say, hey, where's our pride? Where's our focus that we come to do the job that that we're here to do? Because how do you beat all those 4 ranked teams in a row and then we get to Oklahoma at home and we just drop the deuce, straight turd, horrible. So it's like, as the head coach, you have to find a way to keep your team motivated and engaged for the entire game, all 3 phases. I don't know why we can't seem to do that, but that's been the biggest issue for our team this season. Name me one game where we've played a complete game in all 3 phases. Not one. So he's going to have to figure out how to motivate them and keep them locked in. But it has nothing to do with whether or not he's going to leave or stay, because players don't take coaches at their word anyway. They say they're leaving or staying because they're going to do what they do anyway.
I think really the only folks who were distracted were us, the fans, as we're having to process through all this and getting force-fed by the media, trying to put that little seed of doubt so we will jump in like a fish on a hook and engage with them. So let's look at the Michigan situation as a whole. Guys, it's not a premier program that they want us to believe it is. It's a toxic dumpster fire right now, full of scandal and all kind of things that, honestly, someone in their right mind like Kalen DeBoer is not going to explore. I could be wrong, but that to me does not say, hey, come on over. I don't care how much money you're throwing at me.
Well, and all these kids do is distraction, media distraction. Everything's a distraction. What the coach getting talked to, they probably didn't even know that. I mean, until it got asked. I mean, I'm with Marvin. I don't think these kids really care too much.
How do I sound now? Am I good?
Well,
good.
You're perfect. We'll let you put a button on this. We're talking about the distractions right now that the team's kind of had to deal with. Of course, Coach DeBoer has been the name as far as the coaching search for not one but 2 schools, Michigan here recently. As a player, does that even filter into the locker room or the practice field as you're trying to prepare for a major game?
I don't think, not in our situation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not in ours, but it could be, you know what I'm saying, in other, you know what I'm saying, if the circumstances were different. But I feel like in ours, no. Even if, let's say, that's something he wanted to pursue, I feel like the timing that Michigan probably wants to find a coach, you know what I'm saying, should be pretty quickly, you know, with the way recruiting goes and all those things, trying to get somebody in there. So I feel like, but then again, if this process starts being drawn out, the more I would probably start thinking it could be happening. But I feel like as long as they're playing and he's telling the kids, you know what I'm saying, keeping them focused and he's staying focused on the task, it should be okay because, like I said, we got something we're actually working towards. So I don't see it distracting anybody too much because it's too much right now. Too much for right now. Probably a bowl game situation, but right now it's a little bit too intense right now. His legacy is on the line right now. This team legacy is on the line right now. So I hope they can be focused, but like you said, there's a lot of distractions.
And I can tell you this, man. I played with a lot of guys. I know a lot of guys who played after me. They could care less who the coach was. Don't matter. Their pride wasn't gonna let them go out there on that field and get their ass handed to them.
But some of the things, like you said about these distractions, though, and then now you got these kids giving some money, which goes back, I want to say, to wrap up in the last segment I've missed with Pruitt. The reason why Pruitt could be able to make these kids advance and grow as men and on the field, and we get the best out of these kids is because, one, he know how to recruit kids, and he know which kids to talk to. Trust me. Pruitt know which kids is fixing to be a dog and which one's not, and then the ones he knows what he has to do to get you there. But the thing about Pruitt, which he can't do now, is he gonna know how to talk money. You know what I'm saying? Y'all saying he got the revenue to do it? Oh, trust me, he know how to do it, and he young enough. Even like with Coach Saban and him would get in their spats, it was a little bit different. Like when Lane would get in his spats with Saban, it was very like kind of egotistical, and Coach Saban really having to stamp something. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is mine. But Jeremy, it was like, it was more so respect, but Jeremy would be like, you're not finna talk to me like that. You know what I'm saying? Or like telling people like, hey, let me go handle it. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? He was one of them type of coaches like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Tuck your shoelaces in, you know what I'm saying? Be presentable, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he'll say it in a way like, he ain't got that country accent. He's like, man, put your dude and tie your shoelaces up before Coach Saban get out here and make a fuss at us. You know what I'm saying? But but it's so much like, I'm going through the same thing y'all going through. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hold on.
behind closed doors.
Hold on.
No.
Look. You got the adult version of Jeremy. Jeremy was a GA when I played at Alabama.
I heard about Jeremy back in the day. I heard about Jeremy back in the day. I heard about him.
Oh, I didn't realize that, Marvin. He was a GA while you were there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy,
He had like just hung up his cleats.
I did not realize that.
Him and Lance Tucker.
Mm-hmm. But Jeremy just know how to Coach Pruitt just know how to talk, and now that he can have money talk also. Oh my gosh.
Legally.
Money can talk too, because even like Kirby get the best out of these kids still, right? But now, granted, they over there in Georgia doing God knows driving all fast and stuff. Over here, you know what I'm saying, Tuscaloosa is too small for you to even be doing that. You don't even need to be going that far. You can just go right down the street. And it's too many red lights anyway. So he gonna be able to have those kids understanding life, pushing them forward. And I think he would actually help them manage the distractions better because he can relate it better.
Jeremy is a great coach on and off the field. He's one of those people, when you say a coach that makes boys into men, Jeremy Pruitt makes men, whether people want to acknowledge that or not.
Mm-hmm.
And in the process of making men, he's one hell of a damn defensive coordinator. Listen, he's the type of coordinator, every day of the week I would love to play for. Coach, come on, who we finna go mess up right now? Please, let's go. Like, that is the level of coach.
And that's like, he'll be able to function distractions, but there are a lot of distractions right now. There's a lot of distractions going on just with all these kids, with everything that's out there in social media that they say you can do, should do, and it should be done like this. If you do this, it's just a whole lot of things out there. And they just seeing what success and they just trying to mimic it. But place like Alabama, if that team stay focused, even if the coach does leave, those distractions shouldn't get in that locker room. And if they do, well, then we will see this week, because at the end of the day, this team has talent.
Mm-hmm.
They have talent. So,
you know the thing about it, Keith Holcomb 3012 brings up a great point. And I've been thinking this since I heard the news break. Somebody gonna snatch his ass up if we don't. So keep dragging your damn feet if you want to. Somebody.
Well, man, it's been a day. Let's give it time.
Marvin,
that's the truth.
Rumors already out there that someone has. I don't know who it is, but it's been. I've read that the word in the coaching industry is he has been snatched up.
I mean, because as a head coach, if I need a defensive coordinator, the moment I heard that, Give him whatever we got to give him. Back up the damn Brinks truck. Give him whatever
I
we got
bet
to damn give him.
Bring him back home.
I bet every penny I have, if Coach Saban was there and this news would have broke, Pruitt
He
would
already been in his
be the
office.
leak. The Pruitt would be the leak. He would have been at practice today because the
Yeah.
papers probably got sent in the morning and he flew in or drove in and he was at practice. Man, people
All
just
right.
don't know. People
Let's
just
get-
don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Well, let's get to the game at hand. Before we do that, Petty, if you wouldn't mind, tell the folks who is a part of the Bama Standard Network who can hook them up with a pretty nice ride going to Norman, Oklahoma this weekend.
That's right, man. You're going to need a comfortable ride when you're going on that long interstate all the way out to Norman to Boomer Soonerville, where I think it's the nicest fans on the planet. But I don't know how nice they're going to be this weekend when the Tide rolls in and kicks that tail. But you need to roll in a brand new Infinity, and the people to do it is Smith Infinity of Huntsville. Great Bama family, great family overall. If you're looking, for that sporty Q50 sedan, maybe the QX60, or maybe, you're a big roller like Marvin and Jared over here, you get that QX80 and roll all the way up to Norman. However you do it in style, do it with Smith Infinity of Infinity Huntsville today. Appreciate you guys. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. All right, let's get to it, guys. Alabama versus Oklahoma. We're going to talk about the X factors. Listen, at this point, we're not going to reinvent the wheel. We can't change anything at the 11th hour, but we can definitely learn from our mistakes in the previous contest. Hey, and to add to it, we got disrespected after we got beat on homecoming on our own field. Oklahoma players were doing a little bit on that So now we have a chance to respond. Everybody wants to throw in revenge. This ain't revenge. This is for the national championship or getting there. So let's talk about what it's going to take to make things right as far as avenging that loss, but more importantly, keeping our season alive. I want to hear from Marvin first, then we're going to go to Pettey and then Jared. Talk to me. What are the X factors for Alabama to pull off a victory against Oklahoma?
Well, first and foremost, it's definitely not a revenge game because, again, got our doors kicked in Norman last year. They came to our house and kicked them in this year. So clearly it ain't a revenge game as much as it is, hey, how do I improve my team? How do I prepare my team to play the game that is going to either A, extend our season, or B, end our season? Understanding that we got whooped at the point of attack the last time around. So how do I get my team in a position to where we don't lose those battles on the line of scrimmage? And I'll be honest with you. Looking at the last few games, I don't see how our offensive line can win those battles in the trenches. It's just they have just struggled so much. And I don't see us making the improvements that we need to make. And when you look at the lineup that they're fielding, the lineup makes no sense. I still don't understand why we're not playing Jaden Roberts. If we're playing Jaden, do I feel like we had a better shot at running the ball? You damn right I do. And if we can run the ball, now we have better options passing the ball. But as long as we can't run the ball, we're screwed. I've been saying it all season. So I feel like we're in a situation where it's not even on the players at this point, as much as it is on the coaches to field the appropriate roster.
Pettey, I want to hear from you. One of the things that you have talked about, even preached on, really is allowing John Mateer to be John Mateer. Essentially what that means, beat himself. Alabama did not force John Mateer to make those costly mistakes, which have cost him games against Ole Miss and others. We had two opportunities to come away with pick sixes, which would have flipped the game upside down, different outcome altogether. Well, he might be a little bit more healthy now when we go into Norman. How big of an X factor is forcing John Mateer to turn the ball over in this game?
I think it's the biggest. I think that was the difference in the last game in Tuscaloosa. The offense wasn't completely sputtering at that point to the degree it had the last few games on the offensive line. I mean, the obvious X factors, if the offensive line can get healthy, give Ty a little bit of time and get the passing game going again to open up some kind of run. That's the obvious. But no, it's the havoc plays. The havoc plays are what got Bama on that big run. The big strip fumble against South Carolina to secure the game, the pick 6 against Tennessee, those super big plays. You mentioned it. You dropped 2 against Oklahoma in the last game, and that's the difference where Oklahoma got those turnovers. They did it they won 3 games in a row against SEC teams, 2 on the road at Knoxville and Tuscaloosa, where the teams outgained them 3-1, and they won the game. They won 3 straight where they were outgained offensively. That's it. Don't make messes. And that's it. If you go back, and maybe even a healthier Mateer is a good thing. When he wasn't healthy, he was being a little more careful with the ball. When he was healthy before that, he will throw the ball around. And Alabama's secondary has proven that they will. You just got to catch it when he throws it to you this time. That's as simple as that, man. I'm going to go all the way to simple as he throws it to you, catch it this time, because he will do it. And then at the end of it, the final X factor is the offense has to find enough life, because again, this is an Oklahoma team since their inception to the SEC has only scored 30 points offensively one time, and that was that game in Knoxville. So, and a lot of that was because of turnovers, putting in a plus field position. This is a Bama defense that's still good enough to win games in defense. Man, I know Jared's and Marvin, you know this too, man. Defense travels. It's just got to travel, get the big, make the havoc plays.
We got to play complementary football at the end of the day. The defense is good enough to win games. Last contest, we held Isaiah Santana to 26 yards. Before they came to us, that rushing attack led by Xavier Robinson was averaging 6 yards a carry. We hold him to 34. So the defense isn't the issue. Jared, what do you see as the X factors for this game for Alabama to win?
I'm not going to lie, I really just took the word right out of my mouth. I was going to say secondary, because at the end of the day, the way this quarterback been playing, Mateer, and like you were saying, he feeling himself, his hands feeling better. I believe that's what it was. His injuries feeling better. He's feeling good about himself. I honestly do think playing at home, and I remember going up to OU, Oklahoma, when I was getting recruited. That's one of the places that is electrifying. Those cannons and those stuff start going off. Mateer is going to try to rise to the occasion. You know what I'm saying? The secondary. 18, I can't remember his last name right now. I love watching him play. He's going to have to make a play. Both safeties. I feel like the game is going to come down to what the safeties do. Whether that is putting the defense back on the field and keeping a play from getting too far, right? I can see like a 20-play something happening, whether it's a run or a pass, get them on the ground, strip fumble. I don't know why I can just see that. I can see the safeties, because I feel like they're about to play with reckless abandon in the game. And outside of that, on the offense, I would say Rivers, a receiver. If he has a great night, I feel like if he has 60 plus yards, I feel like we'll win the game. He's like when I played, I like to call him because people really don't remember. Like John Mechie, when Mechie used to come into games, if he was a little bit older, right, he would have got more reps, but he did things so right. And you've seen as he progressed, it was like right plays, right person. And then those plays were the right time. It's like they do everything correct. So I feel like if he has the opportunity to get open, get his route, get his depth, and Ty Sampson let it go, Because you already know Bernard going to do what he going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to happen. If the rushing attack can at least give 65, 70, 80, we ain't
We
touched
gonna
it.
need more than 65, 70, see, because that's what happened last time, because we couldn't run the ball and their corners were squatting on every damn thing. That's why the pick six happened, because we couldn't run the damn ball, so they were able to keep the safeties over the top so the corners could damn gamble.
But I feel that, but that's why I bring it back to the secondary.
But 65
That's why I
yards
got to
ain't
bring it
enough.
back.
We
I'm
got to
telling
at
you,
least have 100 yards rushing. If we don't rush for 100 yards this game, we're in trouble.
we can be in trouble, but just as far as winning the game through what I can see happening and not doing too much wishful thinking. But at the end of the day, if Rivers do what he does, Bernard does what Bernard gonna do what Bernard's gonna do. QB letting the ball go. I'm telling you that secondary, they gonna make a turnover. It's gonna be a turnover or two in the game. The way Oklahoma probably feels about themselves is gonna be their downfall. And I was telling the guys a little bit earlier, the thing about this game that will be different will be scheme. Because, in the NFL, you play teams twice, sometimes three times. And so after that first time, depending on who's available, but after that, it's scheme. People are going to say, hey, these plays didn't work. This play, when I called this on 3rd and 8, oh, this worked. I like it. And they're going to come back to this script. And then after the script, they're going, okay, what were the wrinkles since this game? But actually, the teams who usually win these games, the ones that don't check themselves, they just going, oh, we like this. We ran this last week or the last time we played them, they're going to circle it. Look how you hit it right here. Boom, boom, boom. We may just switch it a little bit. But at the end of the day, that's how they probably will come into the game. And I feel like our coaches, if they, I guess I don't want to compare it too much to Alabama when I was there because I
It's two
just
different animals.
don't see
Right.
nobody beating us twice.
Well, here's the thing about it, though.
You can't beat somebody
I,
twice, us
I,
twice.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm gonna go back to when you said if we run the ball at least 65. If we don't have at least 100 yards rushing, we're screwed. Because here's the implications when you rush for 65 yards. That means your offense is throwing the ball a lot because you can't run the ball. So that clock stopping. By the clock stopping, that means that you're giving the other team more plays, more time of possession, more opportunities to hit you. That means your defense is on the field longer.
Yep.
That means your D line is gassed. That means your
Yep.
linebackers are sucking damn wind.
Yes.
You have to be able to run the ball to slow the game down so that you're giving your defense adequate time that they need to recover as well in game. But if you're just going out there, you can't run the ball and you got to pass, and it's 3 and out. Oh, by the third, fourth quarter, man, listen, we over it.
Yeah, I
We
feel
over
that.
it.
But that's why I'm bringing it all full circle. If this game happens, because the way you say, trust me, that's the way I want it to be. But how I'm picturing it is, okay, everything you happen, true. Those things happen, right? Okay, I need Rivers. I'm thinking worst case scenario to win. I need Rivers. 5 he's always consistent. Right? This is gonna be one of these games. Boom, boom, boom. Now you got the OUQB material feeling good about himself. They gonna go out there and throw. We'd be crazy to think that with the way he feel about himself, games on the line, high pressure. Oh, I can tell, playing safety, playing defense, you got to study QBs too. And the way Mateer, when he's feeling himself, he become a aggressive playmaker. He want to make a play.
Yeah, you look at the
Get
game
the
he played
ball.
against Texas. He'll throw you some interceptions, but you have to pressure him. But again, even with that, the more plays you give him offensively, the higher chance or higher probability of him being successful and getting in that rhythm. So you want to limit his opportunities of getting in that rhythm. That's why, again, you want to keep your offense on the field. And we know those 14, 15 play drives, the ones that take up 5 to 7 minutes, those are what you want in a game like this. And if you can't run the ball, you won't have a 14, 15 play drive. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be, like I said, I hope what you're saying happens. Trust me, this is what I hope. But just based on the proof in the pudding, I might need to have some other alternative ways to make me happy thinking about this game. Because if those things do happen, boom, 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 okay, now these cannons are going off. Because think about it, these are just plays now, explosive plays. Okay, now who's going to make the mistake? These safeties need to make something happen. You know what I'm saying? Make something happen. You talked about the drop interceptions. Make it happen. It's that time.
Yeah.
It's that time.
A game like this, they're right on top of you as far as the seeding. And it's all about momentum. We saw momentum did against Georgia. When that block punt happened, all of a sudden there was a huge free fall. Huge free fall. Alabama can't let that free fall emotionally happen again if something does not go the way. This is one of those games where things are going to happen. You got to be able to rise against whatever adversity is thrown your way.
Yeah.
And field position. Listen, against Georgia, we gave them the ball 3 times with 25 going in. Against Oklahoma, we gave them field position starting on our side of the ball 4 times. Not the recipe for success.
And our punter, I hope he has fixed his internal clock. Because if you go your ass out there with that slow ass 2-3 steps you taking again, I'm going to find you my damn self. My God.
Tell you what, while you're looking for them, tell folks what they need to have when they go to Norman, Oklahoma to support the Alabama Crimson Tide, especially when it's going to be cold.
Hey, Alabama Nation. Visit whitwillsports.com. Enter the promo code Bama Standard for your 10% off discount so that when you arrive in Norman, you will have your title towel in hand, high, flying, waving, letting them know we are here, baby. And hopefully our team will show up so that we can actually put them to good damn use. Visit whitwillsports.com. Enter the promo code Bama Standard for your 10% off discount.
Yes, sir. All right, let's go to the next one. A healthy Alabama. You got to admit, guys, when Alabama has all their key players in, they're doing a lot better in terms of an offense. Defense, we've still been doing well. I'm not upset at all as far as what kind of product we've placed onto the field. Offense, key guys, Josh Cuevas, Daniel Lewis Jr. We've had Parker Brailsford hindered. We've had Cam Dewberry out. Ryan Williams, I can say he's not been healthy, but he's been on a milk carton, so I'll go ahead and throw him in that same category. But, guys, it comes down to who is the healthiest in this situation. If Alabama has all their guys, especially Jam Miller, ready to go, what does it do for this game? Talk to me, Pettey. Then we'll go to Marvin and Jared.
Well, I mean, a healthy Bama can win this game. Like, I know people probably get tired of me going to the twinkly lights out in Vegas, but they know shit. And they've got Bama on the road right now to a team that beat them a month ago as a 1-point favorite right now, even with all these offensive problems. So, man, a healthy offensive line that gives, like Marvin said, even a modicum of a run game and a healthy Jam Miller. And we were talking about this in the green room, whatever the hell that means. That means pre-show. I like calling it green room. It sounds official. But man, you're talking about this, Jaden. This is one of the things, and I hate to do this, but it's the Bama. I want to see that Bama swag. That's it. All right. So you've had 2 weeks, and teams don't lose twice often. And there's a lot of pride still in that Bama locker room. I do believe that. I think there is. And you got 2 weeks to get healthy. Maybe it's pie in the sky, but damn it, it's playoff time. There's a lot to get this back to what. And you can go back and look to midseason and see where you've had successes. Go back to the Oklahoma game. I think you can turn this over. But a healthy Bama team can walk into Norman and beat that ass. That's what they can do. A healthy Bama team at one point was one of the best teams in college football this year. I know everybody is so hyper-focused on the last few weeks and the trajectory, but it's almost like you forgot the trajectory at one point was a top 5 team in college football. So a healthy Bama team is a team that goes to Norman and wins. I mean, but how healthy are they? We got to see it.
Very well said. Marvin, what can this team do if everyone's healthy? Jam more than likely is going to be back. Josh Cuevas is still a question mark. Cam Dewberry's back. We've got the core, but does that help your confidence level?
I mean, a healthy Bama should win the damn game. I mean, you beat Tennessee, you beat Georgia, you beat Vandy, you beat Missouri. So why the hell can't you beat Oklahoma? It's just damn a O and a K. It's okay to beat their ass. Okay? It's okay. Just damn do it.
And honestly, we had them beat. We spotted them 17 points at home. You remove those errors, it's a different game altogether. Jared, let's hear from you, man. Healthy Alabama, does that heighten your confidence, or are you still kind of in the middle ground? Where do you stand if we have the right guys back, the keys back
no,
to win this game?
If it's a healthy Alabama, all of those numbers that we were just talking about with the rushing, I expect those expectations to be met. If we're healthy, I don't see why we don't roll over of you. Honestly, I just see that happening. If Jam's out there running, we got our running backs. Now we getting our rushing yards into the 100s. Anything less than that would be disappointing. To me, anything less than that would be not schemed correctly. So then we have other questions to talk about. That would be my opinion if our healthy guys aren't back and we don't take over the game the way that we would hope we talked about earlier, because it should happen. And if it does not, we'll go back to those other things I talked about as far as you're playing this team again. And you're telling me you couldn't get our oh no. Ain't gonna be no good day in Alabama that day. Won't be. It just won't be.
All right. Folks, it's time to turn the microphone over to you, the audience. So let's start asking some questions. I've started a few. And man, it seems like this has been the topic of conversation every day since the SEC championship. We've answered this question several times. Matter of fact, we had a former Alabama quarterback on this past week answer this question. Marvin answered it. Bobby Humphrey answered it. We had AC Carter answer it. All right, so we're going to ask this question one more final time. Tough as Nails is asking, guys, if Ty struggles, do we bring in Austin Mack or possibly Keelan Russell? Marvin, start us out, then we'll jump over to Pettey and then Jared.
No. No. That's all I got. No.
Simple enough.
Yeah, you're not pulling him. I mean, no.
No, I don't. Even if like a Tua type situation, Jalen Hurts situation, because at least that happened out there. Tua had endless reps that year because we were beating people by like 30, 40. He was coming in playing like the whole third, fourth quarter most of the times. So like it ain't the same situation right now. Definitely.
And Mac or Russell will not have, if the run game's not working, you want to throw a quarterback out there who has to pass every play.
And our fans love to draw that comparison, Jared. They want to talk about Tua coming off the bench to win. They want to talk about when Tua went down, Jalen came off the bench to win the SEC championship. Well, it's not the same talent level as far as teams. You can't compare the two. When that happened in your day, Jared, we had all NFL offensive line. We had NFL backfield. We had NFL wide receiving core. So that was a recipe for success. On top of what you said, Tua was getting those quality reps throughout the season. I mean, he was, if we're honest, he was balling in spring too. But getting those quality reps allowed him to progress at a higher rate than somebody like an Austin Mack or a Keelan Russell, who comes off the bench, who hasn't played a full game collectively.
Exactly, especially like, because sometimes people look at stats, but then you got to go back to the moments. And then you look at the moments, okay, look at Tua's moment or his moment, you know what I'm saying, that led up to that national championship, etc. Okay, but how was he ready for these moments? And how was he ready for that moment? So then that's when you actually got to go put back in work and go look and figure out how these moments got set up. Man, even like nowadays, Because like Tua is coming in playing against places like Vanderbilt in Arkansas. Like now, granted, Vanderbilt now a lot of these places have came further along, but as far as SEC football and Tua going against still SEC guys, and not just against our Mercers and our, you know what I'm saying, our Citadels or no, like we might be blowing out Ole Miss or something with DK Metcalf and those guys there. Matter of fact, DK Metcalf and those guys were there. So these are the teams that were blowing out. It was tough in the first half. Third quarter, we wore them out. But now Tua is probably coming in the whole fourth or middle of the third. So it's not he had plenty of experience of going against people that want to take his head off and that are starters. And with a it's just not the same. It's just not the same. Just not right now. Just not right now.
So Pettey, to finally put this to bed, I want a classic Pettey answer because you have a way with words and making people listen. So the floor is yours. Yeah, what Marvin said, you put a Austin Mack or Keelan Russell in with the issues that have yet to be resolved with offensive line that's still playing musical chairs, not playing the right player in Jaden Roberts. You got a wide receiving core that at best has been inconsistent the past several games. You've got a run back room that just cannot get it going. How does a backup like Austin Mack or a freshman like Keelan Russell fare when you throw them into that fire?
Oh, they're going to do great. They will light the world on fire, especially at Oklahoma at night where it's
at night.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be like walking into the backyard against their homeboys or walking into a high school football game where he dominated. It's going to be simple. You know, look, man, I can't say that Jared said it best with like, it was such a different deal with Tua getting real playing time. None of these guys have gotten real playing time. I'll say this. If Ty's struggling so bad that Matt comes in, the ball game's over.
Game's over.
Yeah, like you can go ahead, go to bed. You can
sleep.
Turn the VCR off, start
it's
recording.
Friday night.
I'm on my Twitter fingers.
If you're Marvin, get another bottle of tequila and start shooting it ASAP. But if Matt comes in that game, the shit's past. It's gone. It's the
and then even then, that's like a quickest way to kill his confidence.
Yeah, you don't.
That's the quickest way to kill. You could kill his whole career now, like his whole functioning process. You could, especially the thing about earlier, we talked about influences. And you know what I'm saying? These kids are a little bit more influenced now. Now imagine the stress of the Alabama nation on either one of these, either one. You know what I'm saying? And trajectory and all of these things. Oh, my feelings are hurt. Oh, he might not even be here. If that's what you really want to wish for, be my guest.
It's the again, man. It's like people just don't realize though the offensive line gave up -3 net yards last week, and that like any quarterback can play behind that. But someone said, how many teams have y'all coached? I mean, several hundred. Like I've coached, I've not even coached like real SEC teams. I've created my own team called Southeastern University Wildcats and won multiple in NCAA football. So I'm probably about a 300-time national champion coach, and I know what I'm talking about when it comes to quarterbacks. And no, you don't.
I've actually coached 2 teams, and I've been a defensive coordinator before. So if you want to question my philosophy, you can question it. You can question from coaching.
Marvin, what do you do? Okay, defensive question. You've now rattled the starter, and they're bringing in some greenhorn. What's your mindset as a defender?
First of all, I know he's going to probably struggle at setting a protection, so I'm sitting in the house at his ass the first play out the gate. I'm finna take his dome off and rattle him, so the next play, all he's going to be worried about is who coming. And I'm going to blitz again, and I'm going to knock his dome off again. And on that third play, when he think we coming again, now I'm only going to blitz 3, and I'm going to drop probably 7, 8 in the coverage, maybe 1 spot, and we're going to pick that damn thing off. We're going to pick 6 his ass to the house. See, there's a method to the madness when you play defense. You got to understand what teams do best. You want to itemize 1, 2, and 3. You better be able to take away 1 and 2 and make them have to rely on 3. And when they do have to go to 3, you better be prepared to stop it and create turnovers based upon what they'll do in 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And I
people
say
like to.
this: I coached 2 teams. Um, Team USA football, they have a week of practice. Then you will like play against the Eastern team, the Western team, and then at the end of the week, you play in Cowboy Stadium against whatever team. The way the jamboree shook out during the week, and I won twice. Both my teams was littler than the other team. And D coordinator, and like you were saying, and man, if you throw, especially at these high pressure moments, you put a kid out there that ain't been in this situation against these kids. This ain't practice with people that, and you a QB. This ain't no black jersey. You know what I'm saying? When you went out there against some other teams, the D line was probably not gonna get to you. Man, I remember we playing Mercer or some of these other teams when we finally like blow people out. Man, they D line like 6 foot, 5'11" dudes on the D line. You're not about to get touched back there. You might as well keep your black jersey on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So you go put him out there, like you said, I'm about to blitz him. But then I could sit here and still think like, okay, well, okay, yeah, Alabama, he could be well coached. He might not be wet behind the ears. He might know I'm about to blitz him. I'm about to go show blitz, and I'm gonna spin this so crazy. I might zone trap, have everybody fly. Coach Saban used to kind of get on us about when we played Joe Burrow about making sure y'all are showing opposite, make sure y'all are showing blitz. And he even put it into the calls to make sure that we did this. And I don't know if y'all seen Ohio State, but they'll have everybody on the line and one safety just hovering opposite hash. And next thing you know, they done broke out to a cover 2 or a Tampa 2 and a corner blitz. All right,
Hey,
put him in
listen,
this
man.
game.
You
Put
send
him in
that
this
corner
game.
cat on him, his ass is gonna die. You send
It's
that corner
over.
cat, they're gonna have to come get him
It's over.
because his
It's going to
timing
be
ain't gonna
over.
be right, and he ain't gonna be ready for that.
And if you want to run, that's why I said this. When he went in or those other Mercer level type people or whatever the case, you take off and run, you can do that. I tell people all the time when Trey Lance went to whatever and he got drafted first round, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, he could do that out there.
yeah. North Dakota State, not too
You know,
far.
because you can do that out there. You can
But
go out there and do that.
you know the thing
Everybody
about it.
look like me at junior high.
You know the thing
You
about
come
it
around
though.
these grown men.
A lot of people don't understand, man. A lot of fans just they don't comprehend one thing. There are really people on defense that are like want to kill
Yeah,
you out there. Like we really wanted to kill. Like we
I just
played
said,
for
I
damn
just,
near.
I just tell people like this. And this a Jay Pruitt, and this is a Jeremy Pruitt right here. This is a Jeremy Pruitt. I'll never forget this today I die. He said, if a team wants to run their quarterback, or if a QB wants to run, you hit him as hard as you can. Don't try to hurt nobody, but just think about it. With everything that rides on a QB, franchises, jobs, etc., the whole thing that rides on a QB. If you knock him out the game, knock him out for 3 weeks, you knock him out the season, you have now drastically changed that franchise. You have now drastically changed the season. You have now drastically changed so much. And you want to put this kid out here? Earlier, we was talking about drastically changing his career. Now we can drastically really change something if I'm really thinking about it. And that's
Well,
why I'm lucky I'm not playing.
listen, Jared, hey, you've won national championships, you won SEC titles. We had a former Alabama quarterback on here this past week who is actually coaching at Clemson right now
Mm,
with Cade Klubnik. We have Bobby Humphrey, arguably one of the greatest of all
greatest.
time at the University of Alabama, who also has spent time coaching. Marvin has paid his dues. Everyone that has been a part of the success of a team in any fashion has voiced the same thing, but yet in the comment sections of live shows, videos, they always say, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's
So,
why it's good to talk. That's why it's good to be on like podcasts and stuff like that, where you can bring people in, you get multiple views. Because at the end of the day, how many of these perceptions until you can somewhat touch a truth. But to sit here and keep saying people ain't saying nothing near some type of facet for you to think, you just must want to argue or something. I don't know. You just don't want to comprehend.
No. All right, Glenn Teague, what do y'all think about the Derek Nix hire? Petty, you can speak on this. He was at Ole Miss previously,
Nick,
so
look,
who better than you?
I actually
Hey,
played against him, I think.
you
did.
did. He was at
Southern
Southern.
Miss.
Miss. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
at Southern.
The
He has a
Knicks
younger
brothers.
brother, too.
Yeah, he had
Yeah.
a bigger brother. His bigger brother that played
Oh.
linebacker, and Derek was the defensive back. But look, Derek Nix, long coaching ties in the state of Mississippi. He's coached at Ole Miss. He's coached at Southern. He's recently at Auburn. Alabama, who's long had success cherry picking some of the best talent out of the state of Mississippi. I think this is a great hire. I think Derek Nix is a great man. He's a good guy. He's good for the program, and he's going to be a great recruiter. He's going to help bolster that recruiting in the state of Mississippi. So, no, I think this absolutely was a good pickup.
Well said. Tough as nails. Wasn't there any interest in Glenn Schumann? I'm sure there's
You
plenty
are
of
not
interest.
going to pry him out of Georgia unless you give him a head coaching job that's going to truly be meaningful to him. Schumann is the type person when he's not going to take just any job. He's going to take the job that's best aligned for him and his success moving forward. So if it had been a job like Oklahoma State or the job like Oregon State, he's not going to take a job like that. Schumann is very calculated, and he spent a lot of time with Kirby and Coach Saban. So he's not going to put himself in a position where he's not going to be successful.
And at this point, yeah, Marvin, I agree. He's not going to make a lateral move to be a defensive coordinator at the University of Alabama or anywhere else. It's head coaching, and that's it. All right, Jay Willie, 850. Why have we played Wilkin Formby instead of Jaden Roberts this season? Formby has been average all year.
Formby provided free taco casa to the staff. It's got to be something. I'm trying to figure it out my damn self. Please tell me why. Is it the churros? Is it the cheese dip? Is it the hot tacos? What are they giving people that he is still on the damn field?
It's beyond me because Jaden Roberts is one of the highest graded offensive linemen we've had this season. He was a preseason All-American, preseason every award for the offensive line possible. But yet the coaching staff felt that he was not able to execute the offense the way they wanted. So instead, they brought in players who were worse than him, and you couldn't pray for worse. You could say, "God, please give me worse," and you still couldn't get what we got.
Justin, I blame his teammates too. I'm going to blame his teammates on defense. Because I ain't going to lie. Like when we were in practice and we had offensive linemen that we knew wasn't up to par, we made sure that was glorified and highlighted in practice regularly.
Highlighted.
Yeah, like Coach,
it's gonna
I'm
be
finna whoop
very
his
much.
ass every day until
Like
you get him
very
out of
much.
here.
And it ain't even just gonna be
No.
on the field. It's gonna be like
Guys have a way of
but ain't nobody
of
bullying
segregating
nobody.
guys. No.
But it's like a certain amount of toughness because you're doing some tough stuff in these trenches.
And if I can't trust you on the field, I don't want you on the field with me. So yeah, in practice, we finna get your ass to business every day until they get you out of there.
Every day.
Every day.
That made me and Raekwon Davis came in together. Bro, that made Raekwon so good just because of the fact he was so much bigger than all of them. And just off that fact alone, they didn't like that. I swear they did not like that. Because it wasn't like you couldn't say he wasn't this or that. That alone made them all bring the best out of him. And he came a long way. So it's just some things ain't just gonna be too fair. And them trenches is not one. The trenches do not care. They do not care.
Don Parker, $5, only as good as your last game played. Defense decent enough to win games, but an offense horrible enough to lose games. Complimentary football, guys. That's what it comes down to. Win on D, count on me. Well, there's only so far you can go with that. You got to help the defense out. Thank you, Don. We appreciate you. We got James Knox. What does Bama Nation hang our hats on, fellas, from our first 13 games?
that we beat 4 ranked teams in a row. So this team has proven that they have what it takes to be successful, that they can get it done. They just have to get back to that formula, that winning formula. And during that 4-game stretch, it was actually funny. The offense was carrying the team, and we've seen the defense get progressively better throughout that stretch. Now that our defense is performing, our offense has regressed. And our punter, I'm sorry, you suck. You suck. So again, we got to get better in all 3 phases of the game. Now, again, so if our offense comes to play and matches what our defense is putting out, we're in great position. So, but again, the lesson from the first 13 games is that we do have the team that can get it done. They've proven it. We just got to get back to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it so much regression, Marvin, as it is teams just know we're one-dimensional and it's easy to exploit a team that's one-dimensional offensively?
That's still regression. The passing game regressed. The stats went down. Whenever anything reduces, it's regression. And it regressed despite the fact that we can't run the ball. There was still regression in the points we scored, still regression across the board. So there is a level of regression there. So again, but when we understand why it's there, it's just a matter of correcting the issue. So,
yep.
Regression and play calling too, especially against Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Play calling.
Man, they need to go put Formby back on the grill. Let him go roll some burritos.
Well, when you got a team
churros, do something, man.
And we need, like we've kind of talked about all night, one of those safeties to have that Daniel Moore moment.
Have that game. It's time for them to have that complete. This is the time for you to have complete games, especially. You know, they done had their losses, and you're playing the same team again.
Damn, this is the same team that beat your ass at home on homecoming.
This is where the season, the coming back, the times your offense carried you, the times you needed time to get better, the time where they needed you and you went. This is that moment where it's all supposed to come to fruition. And so right now. And that's what's amazing about playing a team twice. Like when you play a team twice, those plays you didn't make, it's like they're there. It's right there. And then you see how the game ended up. You cannot allow these players to slip by you again because right now it's supposed to be coming together for this team, for the turmoil. How much more are you about to figure out? There's a couple games left. You're supposed to just go out there and just play because you should trust that everything you put into the season has came together and I can just go out there and go. Just finna go out there and go. It's time.
Shout out to Sharita Johnson, 1999. We greatly appreciate you. She's bragging on the chili that she made. Just wanted to boost my comment that the chili I made is killing everybody in this mug. Yum, roll tide. Oh, here's a good
Texas chili, Sharita, or the bean chili. How are we rolling over there?
All right, here's a great question, guys. Nelson _92. Will we be able to contain R. Mason Thomas since he missed the first game? Guys, Oklahoma was able to do what they did to us defensively without R. Mason Thomas, who is arguably their best player. And that's hard to say considering what we saw the first time. This is a first-round guy. This is a guy who can flip a game upside down by himself. He's back. Can we contain R. Mason Thomas?
This is where Ryan Grubb is going to really earn the paycheck that everybody wanted him to come down here and get. Like, this is the game where you've had 2 weeks to get healthy. That's the biggest X factor. We talk about it. It's the offense getting its ass back together. Ryan Grubb earning his paycheck and finding something because R. Mason Thomas is a damn problem, and you're going to have to scheme to him as well because he will disrupt the game. And man, when your offense is already struggling to get shit going on the offensive line, again, Grubb, you earn your paycheck this way. We'll see, man.
Hold on. What position does he play?
Defensive line.
What position on D-line?
End.
Say it one more time.
End.
D-end. What did Oklahoma do with their D-ends the first time around? I'll help you. In most plays, they had him in what? A wide 9.
And
Put them in a
rushing.
wide 9. They had one-on-ones with who? So you don't think they finna run that back?
So you got to scheme. You got to. You don't
think they're gonna run that back with a better player this time?
The teams that have hurt Oklahoma have moved the pocket, like just slid the pocket. You've got to slide the pocket away from it. You've got to pull him out of it or run. And what do you do with a defensive end that's aggressive, Mark? You run right at their ass, right?
Yeah, but you got to be able to run the ball and run block. I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny when I make these comments. I'm literally looking at the entire situation, and I'm thinking from my player's perspective and the coach's perspective, what the hell would I do if I was facing this situation? Because that is the reality. And it's like, you want to think of what you can do that's going to make you successful. But if I know I can't run the damn ball, I got R. Mason Thomas over here kicking 75's ass. So the only thing I can think to do is to roll the pocket away from him. And if I'm rolling the pocket away from him, what can I really do though? What options do I really have? Am I running what? I'm running. I got a drag route. I got a shallow crosser potentially. So now I got to trust that the other side of my line is holding up as well. Because if I'm rolling him away from where the pressure is, you got to pray that backside is holding up.
All right, Salute J6. Marvin, have you talked to your friend that coaches at Oklahoma, Ty Bates, the past 2 weeks? Hopefully no schemes were discussed to give Oklahoma an advantage this time again. I think Ty Bates understands what the assignment is, without question. We appreciate it, Salute J. All right, fight on Natties. Is Ty Simpson really fractured or herniated disc or some kind of rib injury?
I think that's a good question. What is the injury? I mean, is there, because look, man, we've kind of discussed it even in Jam. Like after that he took a hit in Missouri and has looked different since. So is Jam when he got put to sleep. I don't know. Is he injured? You know, this is where Marvin, when some of you guys into the program, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know if he's injured or not, but I mean, I thought that they were supposed to be disclosing injury information, though.
I don't think they've done. They've been very reluctant to tell the full truth of injuries.
I think that's done in crayon.
Yeah, they give you a bunch of coaching word salad without really saying anything at all.
This is where
I can find out, but I wouldn't want to put my friend in that type of compromising position.
Well, honestly,
we don't want to burn sauces.
Exactly.
He's hurt and worn down to some degree. Let's keep it 100 against
The
Missouri.
eye test says he is.
Because he hasn't been the same since Missouri. There's no question about that. And I'm sorry, when you get thrown around like you're at a WWE event and you're the cruiserweight going against Brock Lesnar, you're going to be not feeling so 100%. So I'm just going to throw that out there. But Don Parker, $5. What happened to that swagger, that fire, that killer instinct? That this is Alabama, and this is what we do. As enthusiastic as watching grass grow. Man.
I could honestly say they have a different philosophy up there than when I was there. It's a little bit different.
Different than when I was there.
You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit different. And I think it breeds a different type of person. But you still can be very successful. A little bit of the mantra is a little different around there. And some of the things it's geared towards. I can't say if it's for better or for worse right now because you want to give somebody time. You know what I'm saying? You want to give you some time. But it is it's not the same, and it's not the same people. It's not the same kids. It's just a lot of different aspects right now that's going with this transition process of Coach Saban leaving. A lot of the staff that he brings in goes to places. But I honestly feel like it's either Coach DeBoer is going to figure it out, because one thing about Alabama and this state and its fans, you will have to figure it out. So it's either he'll figure it out and be able to lead the way he has been leading success in the structure and what he wants off the field and on the field from his people, is either going to come to fruition, or going back to earlier, we should probably just go back and get Pruitt or somebody. To be honest with you.
Yeah, you
To be honest with you.
right.
Is either going to be one of the two. I don't think Alabama would again hire somebody else that's just like, where did this dude, you know what I'm saying? Where did he really come from? Now, we know about his past and how, perfect, great guy, great, you know what I'm saying? Win, he's a winner. But at the same time, though, I've been around people from Clemson, you know what I'm saying? Good programs, but they ain't us. Not all winners is built like you. You know what I'm saying? Go back and get the people who won, because they know how to get the people here to make things happen. Stop going out and getting all these new dudes and bringing in these different philosophies. This is not the Big 12. These ain't kids like that think like that.
Well, that and Jeremy's personality. You want to play for Jeremy. Jeremy makes you want to go run through a damn wall. That's what he does.
It's what he does. But he gonna make sure that he got a kid that don't care if a wall there. He don't care what the wall look like. He don't care what he about to look like running through the wall. He didn't need 1,000 people saying, go run through the wall. No. I need to go run through this wall so I can get some stuff done, so I can get out of these situations.
Don Parker, $2.
Or to better myself. You know what I'm saying? Not every kid, but to better myself. Or they already knew what betterment was and they didn't even need these things. And the kids who needed structure, they still knew the wall was there. You just had to remind them of why you were running through the wall and to this wall in the first place. But stop going out and getting these new coaches, because some of these coaches, I see the success. Okay, success is the wall. Okay, and you can get people to the wall, right? We can get everybody to the wall. But who's going to run through that wall? That's Jeremy Pruitt. That's a Pruitt type guy. A lot of the old staff, Taj, I don't know if Taj is still out there, but them old staffers, that's why they can get the most out of their kids. Kirby Smart, these people, it's not chance. It's not chance.
All right, Don Parker, we appreciate the $2. He also got $5. So the players have the personality of the coaching staff. No wonder they seem dead. Wow. And Ty Wester, we've already answered this question. Ty will not get benched mid-game. It's just, God forbid, an injury. But other than that, he's not going to be taken out. But again, I challenge those around him. Make Ty better by doing your job. All right, let's get to the most important part of the program.
Turn it off. The game's over.
Right. Alabama versus Oklahoma predictions. Start us out, Marvin, then Pettey, and Jared, you will finish it up.
I'm going to go Alabama 23-17.
24-21. Alabama's going to pull this out. I'm talking about it in the side. You can say whatever you want about my triple agent fandom. I know we joke about it all the time. I said it in there, but you can't take away my belief in what makes this program special. And I know we talked about it early. How long do we hold on to the love of a uniform? Because it's not the same. It's not guys like Marvin's passion or Jared's passion. But, man, I do think programs like Alabama and Georgia hold on to it, Notre Dame, a little bit longer than some of these other programs that are just mercenaries. I get there's still mercenaries on these teams, but I don't – there's still guys that are part of the Saban era. So, no, I do. 24-21 because of that. I do still believe in the damn Alabama magic. Call me what it will. Call me a homer. Call me whatever. I've grown up my whole life, even pre-Saban. When Alabama got – nobody believes in Alabama, a.k.a. Miami 92, whenever you want to say it. That's kind of when the tide rises to the challenge. Man, everybody bet against the Tide at your own peril, but I think this is where Bama gets them.
All right, Jared, you are the one who buttons this whole thing up. Give people something to be excited about. We've been talking about everything that's going wrong. Let's talk about what the Tide could possibly do right here. It's on you. No pressure.
Can I get two predictions? I want
Sure,
one
go
with,
right ahead.
I want one with if we can get everybody healthy. If everybody come in the game healthy enough, but healthy. All right. I'll go 17-27. 17. I think we can win by 10. Win by 10. Everybody not healthy. The bricks is falling. How we was talking about the worst case scenario to win if we ain't rushing, touching 100, but our 3 receivers all stepped up to the task. We get a turnover. I got us one in 21-24, somewhere in there, 21-24. We won by 3. But if they come to play and everybody come healthy, we win by 10 or more. Because that material will try to outplay top. I trust me. Something about certain QBs with machismo versus your Ty
Right.
Sampsons, who are dissectors. The way the game can unfold because he wants to outplay you. You take advantage of that on defense, and we should be able to take advantage of that.
A great call. Great stuff, guys. All right, we have come to the end of the show. We've gone overtime. We tend to do that, but you love us. You love spending time with us. We appreciate you, family. We appreciate all the super chats and the comments. But now you get an opportunity to follow everyone on this panel. Start us out, Marvin, and then Daniel Pettey and Jared Mayden, our guest.
Easy to find. IG Constant 45, X Constant 451.
You can find me at Petty_Daniel, but I'm probably going to find me on Marvin's boat headed to the DR to find Jared.
Hey, come on.
Good luck finding me on that boat.
There's 3 air tags, so good luck with that.
Facebook, Jared Mayden, and yeah, definitely come out. My bad for the technical difficulties. I have these earphones, they real-time transfer Spanish. So if I need to talk to somebody, they can have the other earphone, and they can speak Spanish, I can speak English, and we can go back and forth. But I have to get the speaker out of this.
¿Qué estás haciendo?
Yeah, they say, ¿Qué estás haciendo?
Yeah.
Yo estoy tranquilo, mi amigo. ¿Qué tal?
Sí.
Okay.
And this segment brought to you by Rosetta Stone. Hey, we're not done here this week, guys. We got a couple of days left until Alabama takes on Oklahoma. Well, tomorrow night, back due to popular demand. And Marvin, if you're available, we'd love to have you. 7 p.m. Central, AC Carter will be back in the house to get everyone hyped and energized for this Alabama versus Oklahoma game. He had a lot more to say, so we're bringing him back. But, hey, right after the game, as soon as the clock hits 0:00, we'll be right here live talking about everything that happened for the Bama Standard post-game show. And then next week, we'll be back at our usual time.
Well, I can tell you right now, tomorrow and Thursday, I have software releases, so I'm going to be working at probably 2 o'clock in the morning both nights.
All right, so y'all pray for Marvin. But all right, guys, you know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we got everybody's socials here on the scrolling ticker. We will see you after the game, well, tomorrow night, and then after the game is over. Until then, roll Tide.
Friday Night Lights,
Roll Tide.
clear eyes.
Roll Tide.